Peace and love, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for coming back to Read and Learn with T. Marie. You know, that's me. And we are back with another reading of the good old Holy Bible this morning. All right. And we are continuing on with the fifth book of Moses, fifth and final book of Moses, called Deuteronomy, aka Repeat Yourself. That's all I'm going to call it. I'm just going to call it Repeat Yourself because that's all it is, you know. Last chapters what did I read? I don't even remember what I read. Was it geez, I like for real forgot what I read. I read 13, 14. Oh, I read 15 too. Yeah, 13, 14, and 15. That's what I read. Okay, I read three chapters yesterday. And pretty much again, don't claim no other God other than the man above, you know. Um I can't really remember the sequence of the chapters it was because I really didn't take any notes, to be honest with you. I'm just kind of going off of what I remember here. So don't play with God, you know, don't try to claim anybody else. Um, they talked about the dietary laws and everything like that. What is considered clean and what's considered unclean. You know, you can't eat bats or eagles or owls or anything like that because who wants to eat that anyway, you know? And yeah, some other things happened that I really don't remember, but you know, just go back on the last video and check it out and you'll remember. So I am going to I need a pen here. We're gonna just do a couple of chapters here. I'm keeping it kind of, let's see, I don't know. I'm just going with the flow, really. What am I reading here? Let me see. Let's see, 16, do 16 and 17 today. We're going to do two chapters, all right? Just because I'm like kind of dead smack in the middle of work right now. So anybody can walk in here at any given moment. And, you know, I want to get it through, you know? So I hope everybody is having a peaceful, blessed day today. You woke up on the right side of the bed or going to bed on the right side of the bed, staying centered, grounded, hydrated, you know, very full belly, you know, all that jazz. Okay. So let's do this. Let me get my sip of coffee here too while I'm here. Hmm. Gots to have the Java, baby. Gots to have the Java. Chapter 16. Observe the month of Abib and keep the Passover unto the Lord thy God. For in a month of Abib, the Lord thy God brought thee forth out of Egypt by night. Thou shalt therefore sacrifice the Passover unto the Lord thy God of the flock and the herd in the place which the Lord shall choose to place his name there. Thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread therewith, even the bread of affliction, for thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt, and thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt, all the days of thy life. And there shall be no leavened bread seen with thee in all thy coast 7 days. Uh-oh. Almost unplugged my camera there. Um, wait, what? Let me repeat that again. I'm sorry. Verse 3. Thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days shalt thou eat unleavened bread therewith, even the bread of affliction, for thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt in haste. Thou mayest remember the day when thou camest forth out of the land of Egypt all the days of thy life. And there shall be no leavened bread seen with thee in all thy coast 7 days, neither shall there anything of the flesh which thou sacrificest the first day at even remain all night until the morning. Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee. But at the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name in, there thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even, at the going down of the sun, at the season that thou camest forth out of Egypt. And thou shalt roast it. I'm sorry, thou shalt roast and eat it in the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. And thou shalt turn in the morning and go into thy tents. 6 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, and on the seventh day shall be a solemn assembly to the shall be a solemn assembly to thy Lord thy God. Thou shalt do no work therein. 7 weeks shalt thou number unto thee, begin to number the 7 weeks from such time as thou beginnest to put the sickle in the corn, put the sickle to the corn. And thou shalt keep the feast of weeks unto the Lord thy God with a tribute of a free will offering of thine hand, which thou shalt give unto the Lord thy God, according as the Lord thy God hath blessed thee. I'm sorry if y'all see me looking up here. I've got my camera. I got the camera footage up here, so I gotta, check my surroundings every now and then. Okay. And thou shalt rejoice before the Lord thy God, thou and thy son and thy daughter and thy manservant and thy maidservant and the Levite that is within thy gates, and the stranger and the fatherless and the widow that are among you, and the place which the Lord thy God hath chosen to place his name there. And thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in Egypt, and thou shalt observe and do these statutes. Thou shalt observe the Feast of Tabernacles 7 days. After that thou hast gathered in thy corn and thy wine. And thou shalt rejoice in thy feast, thou and thy son, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite, the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are within thy gates. 7 days shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto the Lord thy God, in the place which the Lord shall choose, because the Lord thy God shall bless thee in all thine increase, and in all the works of thine hands. Therefore thou shalt surely rejoice. Yeah, shall surely rejoice. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose. He shall choose in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles, and they shall not appear before the Lord empty. One moment. Every man shall give as, I'm sorry, excuse me. Every man shall give as he is able according to the blessing of the Lord thy God, which he hath given thee. Judges and officers shalt thou make thee in all thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee throughout thy tribes, and they shall judge the people with just judgment. Thou shalt not wrest judgment, thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift for a gift. Let me repeat that. I'm sorry. Thou shalt not wrest judgment, thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift for a gift, doth blind the eyes of the wise, and pervert the words of the righteous. That which is altogether just shalt thou follow, that thou mayest live and inherit the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not plant thee a grove of any trees near unto the altar of the Lord thy God, which thou shalt make thee. Neither shalt thou set thee up any image which the Lord thy God hateth. That's chapter 16. You know, he ain't playing. The moral of the story is God is not playing. Don't do these things. Don't go against his word, and you'll be all right. Otherwise, if you do these things, you ain't going to be all right. That's something that I've kind of, going through this Bible journey, I have felt, I feel like I've felt all sorts of emotions reading this Bible. I've been confused. I've been like gasp mode. I've cried, I've rejoiced, everything, and I understand where God's coming from, because his main thing is we all need to just learn patience and move in his way. And with that, all things will be all right. Your path will be straight. you know. In all things, trust in the Lord, just trust his process. Don't try to rush things. Don't try to change things, If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Whatever happens, good or bad, let it happen, And you'll see that if you believe in him, if you believe in God and the magic that he works, um, you'll see the blessings. It may not be when you want to see it, but it's going to be when he's ready for you to see it. You know, that's like everything that's coming into place with me in my journey right now, and I really appreciate that. Even though like some of these chapters can be very extreme, I take into consideration on why he's doing it because everybody's trying to microwave his blessings when his blessings should be in the oven in the slow cooker. Let that thing marinate. You know what I'm saying? All right. Chapter 17. This is the last chapter because yeah, I gotta get back to work here. So chapter 17. Thou shalt not sacrifice unto the Lord thy God any bullock or sheep wherein is blemish, or any what kind of word is this? I'm sorry, let me slow down on this word. Wherein is blemish or any evil favoredness. Okay, that wasn't hard to say. It looked harder than it was. Evil favoredness. For that is an abomination unto the Lord thy God. If there be found among you within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee, man or woman that hath wrought wickedness in the sight of the Lord thy God, and transgressing his covenant, and hath gone and served other gods and worshipped them, either the sun or moon or any of the hosts of heaven, which I have not commanded. Coffee break, coffee break. Man, I forgot I got my music playing in the background here. I hope it's not coming through this video and I get copyrighted. Hope not. God, that just dawned on me right now. I should probably turn that off. But hey, man, it's too late now. I already done been on the video. And it be told thee, and thou hast heard of it, and injured diligently, and behold, it be true, and the thing certain that such abomination is wrought in Israel. Then shalt thou bring forth that man or that woman which have committed that wicked thing unto thy gates, even that man or that woman, or shalt stone them with stones till they die. At the mouth of two witnesses or three witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death, but at the mouth of one witness he shall not be put to death. The hands of the witness shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward the hands of all the people. So thou shalt put the evil away from among you. If there arise a matter too hard for thee in judgment, between blood and blood, between plea and plea, and between stroke and stroke, being matters of controversy, cannot talk, between matters of controversy within thy gates, then shalt thou arise and get thee up into the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. And thou shalt come unto the priests of the Levites, and unto the judge that shall be in those days, and inquire, and they shall shew thee the sentence of judgment. And thou shalt do according to the sentence which they of that place which the Lord shall choose shall shew thee, and thou shalt observe to do according to all that they inform thee, according to the sentence of the law which they shall teach thee, and according to the judgment which they shall tell thee, thou shalt not decline from the sentence which they shall shew thee to the right hand nor to the left. And the man that will do presumptuously and will not hearken unto the priest that standeth to minister there before the Lord thy God, or unto the judge, even that man shall die. And thou shalt put away the evil from Israel. And all the people shall hear and fear, and do no more presumptuously. When thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shall thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, to the end that he should multiply horses, for as much as the Lord hath said unto you. Yea, shall henceforth return no more that way. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. And it shall be, when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of his law in a book, out of that which is before the priests of the Levites. And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord his God, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes to do them, that his heart be not lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandment to the right hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in his kingdom, he and his children in the midst of Israel. Amen. That's the end of chapter 17, and I'm stopping there. Continuing on with chapter 18 next video, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed those chapters. I did. I really did. And we will see you guys on the next video. I don't know why I'm saying we, like there's somebody here. That shows you how cuckoo I am sometimes. I'll be speaking in third person because really there's like 5 different little people in my head sometimes. But hey, I'm not the only one. If this is your first time reading or listening to the Bible, you are not the only one. I'm right here with you, okay? And I really hope that you guys have a safe, peaceful, blessed Friday. It is Friday. You know, we got things to do. And peace and love to you all. Bye bye.